Hey, it is a late night live stream from the show, boys. Chad and I are back after, well, we were just here in January, right? For Night of the Seven
Yeah,
Kingdoms.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it hasn't been that
Which, for
long.
the record, it's June.
It is June.
So it has been a hot minute.
It's been like 5 months.
Yeah.
It's been a busy year. I think for a lot of reasons, we couldn't have been doing any recording anyways because
Yeah.
I moved. I've been
Mike
in my new
moved.
house for like 2 months. Mike moved. Mike
Yeah.
is moving, building. You weren't even in the country
I
for
was out of the
what
country.
seems like a month, 2 months maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was 2 weeks. But it was I felt like I was over there for a month. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, it was a long 2 weeks.
Long 2 weeks. A nice 2
Long
weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a nice 2 weeks. But it's just like after our first 3 days in Tokyo, it was like, dude, that felt like our whole trip, and we were 3 days into a 14-day trip,
Yeah, that's
So,
good. That's a good feeling.
yeah, definitely.
Nice. Well, we're here with episode 0 to talk about House of the Dragon, season 3. For some reason, I feel like we're on a 4th season. I don't know why that is. It's weird that it's only season 3. Maybe that's because so much has happened. But also, I remember us talking about how season 2 was kind of like strung out a little bit and more could have happened. So I don't know why I feel that way, but maybe because it's been like 4 years, 5 years, this show has been releasing.
Yeah, I think I was actually also shocked that it's season 3. As a matter of fact, when I made our thing, I put in season 4, and I was like, I should verify that before, and I was wrong. So it is season 3. I don't know where that's coming from. Maybe it is just, when you mix in A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, there's just so many of these shows coming out now that it can get a little mixed up. But yeah, season 3.
Yeah, and I mean, we talked about that with Night of the Seven Kingdoms on that companion series. It connects so well to this series, I think, just because there's so many parallels and characters and locations, right? It's all in Westeros, and it's just all very, very nighty. Because even in House of the Dragon, lots of nights, a big focus on that. All the houses, I don't know, they just done a really good job detailing all that out. Whereas like Game of Thrones was very focused on the characters, right? And all that like focus was elsewhere. Whereas like these shows have really dialed in on like the identities of the houses and things like that. Not that they did it in Game of Thrones, but that seems like a very big focus in these newer shows.
Yeah, I think that Game of Thrones was really good at telling 10 different stories at a time, right? And just bouncing you all across the map and to different continents and everything. And that was my one concern with House of the Dragon, was I knew it was taking place mostly in and around the Red Keep, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they've done a really good job and really focusing really on one house's civil war, basically, versus getting everybody involved in what was like a world war. But this is starting to become, a world war vibe where everyone's kind of buying in at the end of season 2. But it's like, dude, I hope that we pop off with a bang in this first episode, because like they left us high and dry last season, right?
I watched the teaser, but since I've kind of stayed away from the full breadth of because there's been like a trailer and a trailer too per usual. But when I was looking for the art for this episode, there's a section, it's all together, but there's a section where it's just like the season art, which this is from, right? This is an art piece. And they also have season 1 images in there. Most of them, outside of like the specific character, like portraits and like captions and pictures, just the characters, there are a lot of fight sequence images in episode 1 for episode 1. So I think that is certainly the case.
Yeah, I definitely got that vibe, even from the trailer. I don't know which trailer you watched per se,
The first teaser.
The first teaser, it looks like it's popping off. Like I think
Yeah.
that the season's going to have a lot more action in it, which is good because not that I disliked, and I think we both liked season 2. It
Yeah.
was the way that it ended, where it was like everyone's heading off to war and then season end. It's like this was supposed to be the war, right? Season 2, like everything, all the moving parts were going, and then it just became this drawn out, whatever. Damon goes to like some castle and trips balls for
Yeah. That's right.
so
Harrenhal, man.
Harrenhal. So yeah, I just that's my big hope, and I hate to be the action guy, right? I hate to be the guy that just needs more action, but this show does need it. I think if we're talking about a medieval war, we got to have some battles. And Game of Thrones did such good battles. House of the Dragon season 1 did some good battles as well. So
yeah, and we always bring this up too, but I think they're doing a good job remembering Game of Thrones was not always the big spectacle it became toward the end.
right.
You rewatch the first 3 seasons, there's a lot of intimate time with a lot of characters, and I do appreciate though that they've spent that time, even though it might feel like in lulls of season 2 where it's like, we're not getting all the action we might expect. We do spend a lot of time with these characters, and maybe that's why it feels like there should be 4 seasons, because so much has kind of happened, like just at the character level,
Yeah.
arc wise. It's very Game of Thrones level, and I appreciate that, and I think that shows, especially now as we're coming into season 3. Obviously we're all very ready for like dragons just melting stuff down and all of that, but I think it feels weighted as like a longer series because there is so much time spent with all these characters.
It does. And so much time spent on screen, but then also so much time just in their life in general because we're doing all these time
Yeah.
jumps. So it feels,
That is true.
we're like a 10, 20-year time jump or something like that. Is that the total from episode 1 when they're teenagers to where we're at now? It's like 15 years, maybe 10, 15 years.
Yeah, it's like it's definitely 15 years, if not maybe pushing 20, because most of the kids aren't born yet in season 1.
Right.
They're like half of them are very young, and then the other half haven't been born yet.
Yeah.
And obviously, before we do the big time jump, they have more kids, but every kid we've seen born, I think at this point, is like a teenager.
Right.
So yeah. Oh yeah, because obviously in the very beginning, or man, I need to remember their names.
Yeah.
Damon, and Rhaenyra, they were not together. Like she was like a teenager,
Right.
And at this point, they have fully grown kids together.
Yeah.
And he has a whole other second like family that he started with, and he was in Essos for a time. So there is so much that has happened, and they've packed it all into 2 seasons somehow. And that, I think as we talk about, this is why it feels like 4 seasons.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, especially just looking at Damon's arc. Like we start with him being the cocky prince, you know what I mean? The drunk, cocky prince. He's in the brothels, and then he kind of transitions into like adulthood, gets married, goes to Essos, totally changes.
Tries to give up the want.
Yeah, tries to give it up. And then, so we've watched him over the course of, multiple marriages at this point too. So we're watching like this long story. And don't get me wrong, I love everything that we've gotten so far, and all that stuff is needed probably to make anything that's coming in season 3 and 4 have any weight to it whatsoever. So they have laid a good groundwork. But I'm just saying, throw a battle in there, just throw one in there per season would have been fine. I don't think we got any. I don't know that we got anything in season 2, did we?
Yeah, we did. We got the one siege on the castle by the sea, where Rhaenyra showed up on her dragon.
Oh yeah.
But also there's the dragon pit, when
oh yeah, when he's getting sworn. Yeah.
Yeah. And Rhaenyra, the other Rhaenyra, the older one, when she
Yeah.
bursts in on her dragon. Like there is, it's
Yeah.
peppered in there. And ultimately she died, right? Because
Yeah.
Damon's dragon ate her.
Yeah,
All that jazz.
I think we predicted going in doing episode 0 season 2 that things were going to pop off, and we were wrong. But I think I think this is what, running 4 seasons,
Yes, I think
if I
that's the
remember
plan.
correctly.
Yeah.
So it's like penultimate season time, you know. And just the way that season 2 ended, where everybody's kind of heading to battle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a lot of stuff popping off here. But
Oh,
I'm curious. I'm curious. Yeah, I don't want to spoil too much from the trailer because you didn't watch the trailer. But I have a lot of questions about like what was in the trailer. Like it seems like a lot is going to happen this season. A lot of moving pieces. So
maybe we should watch the trailer.
You want to watch the trailer right now?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
This is the perfect time to watch it. Ooh, new trailer. Well, wait a second. Let's see here. HBO Max. Official final trailer. 2.5 minutes. Whoa, that's a lot of bass. Bump it bum. Share screen.
As you can tell, we're rusty with the old StreamYard, and it's changed a lot also since the last time we were in here.
They have changed a lot.
Yeah, like I was expecting to see your new. You got a new background. You're in a new house. I was expecting to see that. No, it's just like a perfect portrait behind you.
Yep.
Which is
great.
And
I'm trying to remember how I set all this up, and then they keep moving buttons on me. Add to stage. Whoa, there it is. You should be able to hear it.
These are turbulent times.
Rhaenyra is coming. You're no longer safe here.
Their defeat is written. We'll secure the city without further bloodshed.
The Queen has many dragons, but her subjects do not feel safe, nor should they.
We see you have been merciful. But the crown is a weight that crushes. You'll do things that spell death for all involved.
Little by little, bite by bite, we are exposing her as weak and unsuited to rule.
My enemies have been allowed to muster their strength.
She'll certainly fail. And we raise our own throne.
In a war, all suffer.
We've come so far, and yet you still don't know who you are.
Have you not betrayed your queen? Bring Aegon, the usurper, to me.
Did I not warn you that you would come to this?
Holy moly. That's this Sunday.
Yeah, man, my birthday coming out on my birthday, which is awesome.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, so like I said, dude, lots of moving parts here. It looks like we're getting a change of the Red Keep. Like it looks like we're gonna get maybe a siege of King's Landing in some capacity. So because they're in they're in the old map room from Cersei's time where she had the map on the ground there, dropping the banners. So yeah, it's just lots of moving parts. Epic music for the trailer too, might I add.
Oh yeah, that trailer was really, really good.
Yeah.
Good movie trailer.
Yeah.
I guess. So my guess is, without exactly recalling the very end of season 2, that King's Landing, based on this trailer, falls within like the first episode or something. Because there's a lot of boat images in the season 1 image gallery, or the episode 1 image gallery.
Yeah.
So that's but based on this, because Rhaenyra is in the keep a lot, and it looks like we're going to spend a lot of time with her in King's Landing, kind of navigating being queen, while everyone else kind of like probably encircles her across Westeros.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely exciting trailer for sure, because there's just, and I totally even forgot about Aegon, to be honest with you. I forgot that he's still out there, lurking. So lots of moving parts, and there were a lot of moving parts at the end of season 2. As final scene of season 2 was a lot of moving parts, and I believe, if memory serves me right, that they were on their way to King's Landing. At least one portion of their military was on the way to King's Landing. So you might be right. I think you might be right. It's dropping. It's fallen to episode 1, episode 2, I would say, because we've gotten a lot of, Team Green in the Red Keep and in Power. So probably time to. I would love to know where at in the book we are. If we're like halfway, over halfway, got to be over halfway, I would imagine. But it's so hard to tell because it's written like a history book, right? So it's not following a specific path. It's following these characters over decades.
Yeah, they move it around and kind of condense it, and they definitely spent more time on certain things than others, right? Because I think in season 2 we were doing a lot of kind of book comparison, because that's where it gets real kind of muddy, where they're really just kind of inventing things out of the history. I mean, just same way you read a history book and you're like, well, how would I write a show or a story about that?
Yeah.
So this says the second year of the war adapts most of the events in the year 130. But the war goes from 129 to 131, and that's the timeline in the book. So, I mean, the war started in season 2, so that's effectively 129.
Yeah.
So this is all 130. So 131 will be
the end,
the 4th season, most likely.
Yeah.
And the show just has a huge preface season on 10, 15 years earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a requirement, right? You have to go back and tell those, because those early scenes of Alicent and Rhaenyra have so much weight moving forward, right? Because they were best friends, at the beginning of the show, and then kind of splintered off because of the adults in their family kind of pulling them away from each other. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to get. Hopefully, we get more Otto. I feel like Otto was kind of left pretty much out of season 2. Like, I think he left. He was kicked out by Aegon.
Yeah, he kicked him out, and we had suspected a lot that he would return toward the end, but all we got was her brother from Old Town. So we never saw him again, and we really suspected he would have some sort of, like Varys type return, especially with let me find her name, the Massaria,
Oh yeah.
whatever her, I forget her alias name, like the White Worm or something like that.
Yeah, it's something like that. Yep.
Yeah, Massaria. So yeah, he never came back, but he's definitely gonna make a return. I mean, we see high towers in the trailer. They have an army. They're gonna be a part of all this. It's interesting how they pose for war, where they have like the troops plus the dragon like lined up on the field, which is very different from, I guess, like Game of Thrones. They always just showed up and just kind of melted everything.
Yeah.
Whereas like this, you probably have to posture a little bit more like you would in like a strategy game where both sides actually have dragons, and you kind of be like, okay, we got to think about this here. Can't just go in dragons ablazing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they definitely have less of a F-16 vibe, like a medieval F-16 vibe in the show, because there's so many of them. You have MiGs up in the air also with the F-16s here, versus where
they're kind of just like tanks in World War I or something, where it's like they will absolutely destroy everything, but both sides have them.
Right. Yeah.
And then is it? Hold on. Aemond and his dragon. That thing is like
massive. Yeah.
The Nazi like super weapons.
Yeah.
Right. Like the real big like rail gun cannons that sit on like a whole train. That's what that's what he is.
Yeah. I'm excited to I'm excited to see some more dragon on dragon action, because that's something we didn't really get. We got a little bit of it in Game of Thrones towards the end, once the Night King had his dragon, right? But we haven't seen a lot of dragon on dragon action, which will be exciting. Did I tell you? So, not to get on a side tangent here, I might have already talked about this on the podcast, but I watched a video of this guy trying to explain how dragons actually existed, and the way that he went about it was rather compelling. I'm not saying that I believe this, but his basic argument is they did exist, but they had hollow bones like birds. That's why we have not found any fossils of them. I don't know if we talked about this or not. And I'm like, man, that's a quite compelling argument. You know what I mean?
They have to be able to fly.
They have to be able to fly. And it just, every society has depictions of these giant lizards, So it's like, are they all just guessing the same thing in their artwork? Like, it seems not possible.
Yeah, exactly. There's lots of fun new, like, whether you call it pseudoscience or like actually new scientific thinking in terms of like our prehistory, and all that stuff. But also, I mean, even the way we've changed how we've understood dinosaurs, right? Like they all became birds, right? Birds are dinosaurs at this point, as far as the consensus. And
if you look at a velociraptor, like now it looks like a giant bird. Like it's not the one that you're thinking of from Jurassic Park, right? The scary lizard. It's literally a feathered bird.
Is it Morgan Freeman? It's like, it's a Planet Earth type thing on Netflix, and there's like, I think 3 different seasons. There are only like 4 episodes each. But the newest one is like a very condensed timeline from like the reptile age to dinosaurs and then the extinction. And it kind of explains how, they evolved and all that stuff. But I say that because dragons, right? I mean, they could have been simply big flying dinosaurs.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
Like birds.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with just the changing of the climate, that type of creature can't survive at some point.
Right.
Or they're obviously all hunted and killed off, like the woolly mammoth, for example. So, Yeah,
Yeah,
I can see it.
and that's definitely a possibility that some of these things, and we know that some of the dinosaurs survived, right? Otherwise, we wouldn't have this evolution trail. So it's definitely it's in the realm of possibility that a pterodactyl survived and it was seen as a dragon, and these things, were eating and flying around and scaring people, and that's what's being depicted in it. So it could have certainly been a dinosaur. I think scientists probably argue that fact that nothing survived, like pterodactyls weren't surviving that far.
But that's how they explain the birds, because they were able to survive still as like everything on the surface got like destroyed, and they were able to kind of survive it.
Yeah. But it's a lot of scientists have a bad habit, especially like Egyptian scientists. Like they have a bad habit of digging their heels in when new information is presented to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like, wait a second, this is clearly this, but they're like, oh no. So they have a bad habit of doing that sometimes, even though they claim they don't do that, right? They just follow the evidence. There are definitely scientists that dig their heels in when presented with new.
Well, I guess it's hard because, I mean, especially as the Egyptians, they kind of are the like backstop to like recorded history. So to like unravel that, because that right there is like, maybe the Egyptians didn't build the pyramids, and it's like they've been here longer. Then they're like, whoa, can't say that. So yeah, we'll see. It's always shifting there, but yeah, I mean, yeah, that's always, I've always thought about that since I was a kid. I was like, so we all have premonitions of flying
it's
lizard,
bizarre.
reptile, bird things.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's just a bizarre. I get that some of these are freaking cave drawings, right?
Yeah.
But they're depicting stuff that they're presumably seeing, and that not everybody's guessing. Now, granted, they all look different, but they are all flying reptiles in some capacity, right?
Well, the weirdest one though is like kind of like South American. Well, that's the problem though. South American and like Asian dragons are similar.
Yeah.
But they couldn't be flying worms though. Like
couldn't
depicted,
be. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
it couldn't be. Yeah.
We don't understand the physics of that. Like they didn't have wings. They were more so just like snakes in the sky with like feet.
Yeah.
So we can't really explain that one.
Yeah, there's definitely. I'm sure my argument can be poked apart all day long. I'm just saying it just seems sometimes you got to look at everything together and be like, wait a second, like these guys are all generally in the right location. Like, sure, these guys don't have wings, but everybody else has wings, and they're all generally the same.
And I mean, and technically, then you can be like, well, dragons and Westeros are technically drakes or whatever, because they're just two legs. Those are drakes. They're not dragons.
Wyverns. Or drake. Yeah, drakes might be the smaller ones. Is that right? I think they're wyverns. Let me look. I think we talked about this before, but yeah,
season 1 we talked about that because we were looking.
Oh, the drakes. The drakes don't have wings. They're wyverns. So a normal dragon looks like just a dinosaur, 4 legs, wings on the back, right?
Pete, the magic dragon.
Yeah. And then wyverns are the ones that have their front legs with the wing as the wings, which is what the Game of Thrones dragons are. Which right artistic choice, because I think regular dragons kind of look stupid, and I don't know that they would look great on film. Like the wyverns are just more intimidating. Like this thing just looks like
they're more versatile.
Yeah.
In action and stuff. I think back in the day, media lent toward like Pete the Magic Dragon style dragon and like Godzilla, because that's a little more practical to imitate. And then drakes, right? Like they don't fly. They're just like big lizards. But now, because we have all kinds of cool CGI and stuff, we can do wyverns because those things are wicked.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even think Game of Thrones could have pulled off Daemon's dragon the way that thing moves.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, arguably season 1, they almost didn't really pull, he does move weird in season 1. And then season 2, they definitely smoothed out the physics on it.
You see him flying over King's Landing in the trailer, and I feel like they've reportioned his dragon a bit more and like brought it together because it was really snake-like in season
Very,
1.
very. Which led that lent to the awkwardness of watching it fly.
Yeah.
But speaking of Godzilla, all over Japan, giant statues in the Tokyo airport, giant statue of
As if it really happened.
Yeah, of Godzilla in
It kind of did really happen. It was
Shinjuku. There's a giant head like over top of one of the buildings.
Wow.
I have pictures of it. It's so it was like, oh, that's so cool. The whole country is just freaking has that kind of crap in it, dude. It's so
minus one. You excited for that?
I'm very excited. Although it looks like they're going to America in that trailer.
Is it?
I think the Statue of Liberty. Is it Statue
really?
of Liberty's in it? Yeah.
Oh, dang! I don't think I've seen that trailer either.
Yeah, I think it was the first. Yeah, there might only be one trailer for that.
I'm actually watching King of Monsters over the course of many sessions.
Is that what 11 from whatever her name is?
Yeah, that's the second Godzilla in the MonsterVerse.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because the first one's just, I think, Godzilla.
Yeah, I was actually not even remotely into Godzilla when I went to Japan, but after I left that, they have like massive Godzilla stores. Like Godzilla's huge over there. Godzilla and Evangelion, an anime from the 90s, for whatever reason, they love Evangelion over there. Like it's just everywhere, which is a old 90s anime, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I started watching the Godzilla movies, so I just watched minus. What's the one that's out now? -0?
-0.
-0.
Yeah. And I think it's -1 after that. Good stuff right there.
But yeah, anyway, I got off my tangent on the dragon.
Yep.
I just want to know, it's just compelling.
Just want to know.
I just want to know. What were these things? What was everybody writing down? What are these drawings?
Well, we just pretend that Westeros is real. They had dragons.
I also
had dragons and they went extinct.
Yeah, right. I think I told you this. We might have talked about this, Seven Kingdoms. Stop me if I did. I was looking up and I don't know what even sparked this. Like, what would modern day Westeros look like? Like, take this world, change it to modern day. What kind of world are we looking at here? In the post that I found, and it's a long post somewhere, Reddit or something, said that he believes this is modern day Westeros, in that magic and dragons and all this stuff going on has limited their technology, any technology advancing. And I was like, man, that's super compelling. Like, I never really thought about it. I'm just thinking like, what kind of guns do they have and that kind of stuff? But it's like, no, they have no need for guns, right? With magic and all this crap going on. It was like, it's a long post of him explaining it. I'll have to try to find it and send it to you. But I was like, all right. Compelling. Definitely compelling.
That kind of reminds me of the book I'm reading. It's more of like a study on Earth and like the reason and why Earth unfolded the way it did, like human civilization. Like why was it Great Britain that ended up colonizing half the Earth and not like China?
Yeah.
Why was it Europe and not like Africa? Why didn't Australia do anything like New Guinea did? It's a lot of geography in that too, which is so like just one thing that is really relevant is just the primary axis of a continent determines its like ability to progress and advance.
Right.
So north south, it's like Africa, South America, instantly limited because ideas and people and all that stuff are less likely to travel over different climates. It's easier to move across the same climate horizontally.
Interesting.
So like that's why you have the Silk Road that goes east to west. So east to west continents tend to perform better.
Interesting. So bizarre. Yeah.
Yeah. Because just like Africa, like people that live in Northern Africa, one, aren't going to cross the Sahara as often. Then even once you do that, then you have to like cross the Congo, the jungle to
Yeah,
get to the
yeah.
next one's like, no thanks. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go left to right
Yeah.
instead of up and down.
Yeah. I mean,
Little things
really,
like that.
yeah, that and then the limitation of, at least in modern times, if you look at it, like outside of the fact that I just went to Japan, I've never been outside of the country before then. I'm traveling in the United States, right? Anywhere I've ever gone in my life, I've gone to somewhere in the United States. A, because I thought it was more expensive than it actually is. B, I just really didn't have any desire to leave the United States. But going back then, not only is it, I'm sure back then it's very expensive to travel, right? It's also wickedly dangerous. Like you don't know where you're going. You don't know where you're going. You don't know what's going to be there when you get there. So it's not like you're, you got your maps out and you're following the path and you're like, when we get here, it's going to be beautiful. You have no idea what's it. So it would be much easier. Let's eliminate all the variables that we can, climate changes and all the stuff that we have to go through. And just, east to west. That's so bizarre though. Like what a weird
directional you would never
thing.
think of it.
Yeah, you would
but
never
like
think
the
of
most basic like geographic premise is like, is the continent tall or is it wide?
Yeah.
That has a lot to do with it.
So weird. Yeah.
Yeah. There's all kinds of stuff in that book. There was like an entire chapter on like plants and like why did some plants domesticate here but not at all over there?
Yeah.
And like where were they actually domesticated first and why? And it's like if these people domesticated them first, but they ended up not being the ones who like thrived the most from that, like it ended up being someone else that like took it. It's like why? Or like some of the most fertile places today that we produce the most food had nothing to do with where like civilization started. It's like why didn't civilization like start in California?
Right.
Or,
right.
All kinds of, it explores all those kinds of ideas.
Yeah. That's wild.
I'll say Westeros, north to south.
It is north to south. Yeah.
Very difficult for it to advance. Like, the Northerners are going to stay up there in their little pocket. They don't want to go to Dorne. And vice versa.
And when you look at even the politics of Westeros kind of leans on that too, where it's just, they're just stuck in this cycle of, Danny talked about breaking the wheel or whatever.
Yeah.
But they're just stuck in this cycle. Now, obviously at the end of Game of Thrones, they kind of break out of that cycle, but who knows? Season 8 comes out, how that actually pans out in reality. Because I think that's much harder than just 15 guys sitting down and being like, we're going to do it this way,
Yeah.
So even their politics keep them stuck in this cycle of no need to advance in any capacity, right? Most of these people are. Go ahead.
I mean, I think that's why I like medieval stuff. I mean, I like ancient, like history and ancient civilizations a lot because I think they're so grounded with like earth and geography and like the reasons they do things are very straightforward. Whereas like the interesting thing about medieval times is that you can actually get away with a lot of mixed technology, right? Because Japan's a great example. We've talked about this where they were still samurai using swords, but there were plenty of guns in the world. They outright chose to. I sent you the picture, or I took a picture of that part of the book where they were talking about Japan. It's like some societies outright just said no thanks.
Yep.
Like better, no thank you. We're gonna stick with what we have.
Yeah, and they did that. They did that into the late 1800s. You have to remember as well. Now there were guns in Japan, but they were not like they were here in the 1800s, right? Everybody had a gun on their hip. But yeah, Japan is that weird like microcosm of just being. They were just isolated for so long that they were just so behind everybody and behind all the technology. But it definitely built a compelling history of their country. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah, and I think that's why Game of Thrones can be real. It gets really fun because the technology kind of does span not a ton, right? It's not like they have guns, I don't think, but whatever reason they stopped using the giant crossbows, the ballistas,
The
right? So
ballistas,
like
yeah,
in
no
Game
need
of
for 'em.
Thrones, that was like
Yeah.
a lost thing, and then they were like, "Oh, look, we can build these." It's like, "Oh, that would be handy," but
Yeah.
they didn't need them anymore because there was no longer a dragon. So
Yeah.
it's interesting how that kind of stuff works, or like the wildfire, right? So like, but that's like directly speaking to Greek wildfire, which no one knows the recipe for.
Yeah.
No, and even Roman concrete, we don't know what that recipe is because that's what keeps those buildings up 2,000 years later.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our
Definitely.
concrete still is not that good.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
I think I
Yeah.
read
There's
somewhere
a
it
lot
had
of
something to
that.
do with
Yeah.
like some volcanic ash they used or something. I don't know. But
Yeah.
yeah,
There's
it's
a
like
lot.
those weird.
There's a lot to that, and I feel like a lot of these ancient civilizations were far more advanced than we write down in our books today, right?
Yeah.
I think that's clear as day, and anybody that argues that, it's like, wait a minute. Like, let's just look at just look at the pyramids. Like, yes, those could have been built. I'm not saying aliens built them, right? Those could have been built, but that took some engineering, some like almost modern day engineering, you know?
Well, even
So-
like I think the Maya or Tenochtitlan, the Aztec city, unbelievably clean, according to the Spaniards. Like they had sanitation.
Yep.
And they were cleaner and more healthy than European cities in the 1800s were literally throwing their shit out the windows onto the
Yep.
streets.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
like just
and I think
disgusting
that,
people.
yeah, I think that's a lot of that is a cultural thing as well, because when Japan is
Right.
spotless. Like, probably my first 15 pictures I took in Japan were just at the street, just down at the street. Like, dude, how is this so spotless? Like, this road looks like they just put it in yesterday. You know what I mean? And that everything is like that. But then they also have no trash cans anywhere. You can't find a trash can in Japan outside of your hotel room, and maybe a 7-Eleven. But there's no trash cans out on the street. So not only do they have
everyone takes care of their own trash.
You carry it with you and throw it away at home.
Right.
But
I mean,
on top of that, like, if we did that here, if we got rid of our trash cans, shit's just getting thrown on the ground. Like, nobody's carrying their trash here. So it's a cultural thing, a lot of that stuff.
Well, I mean, they greatly, I mean, one, they're a very homogenous culture, which lends itself to a lot of upsides.
Yep.
But two, they have a shared identity, and also they know that they only have so much. Japan is only so big. They can't like make Japan bigger.
Right.
We've always had the luxury of being like, we're just going to make America bigger, and if we need
Yeah.
more space, this is going to get bigger.
We
We
got
have
it.
so much
Yeah.
space.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I think they just care, and just even like you said, like they're all unanimously like obsessed with Godzilla. Like, it's just they're all on the same page when it comes to a
They're
lot of
all
those
on
things.
the same page, dude. Yeah. Yeah.
And that goes a
Agreed.
lot to just like talking about any kind of like modern comparisons between countries. It's hard because when you're like, well, yeah, it's a small country, it's a very homogenous culture.
Yeah.
Versus here,
and they are still, they're still very anti-outsiders in Japan.
Yeah.
So that, they're a single unit of people moving in a common direction, which was coming from America, very refreshing to be around, because we're not like that here in any capacity. So I could do a whole freaking episode on Japan, dude. Like, I kept a journal. I have like a freaking 50-page journal that I wrote over there every single day. But yeah, I don't want to get on a Japan tangent while we're talking about House of Dragon.
But I did want to say, I do like to think that the Far East in Westeros, if we ever do see it, is like very advanced. Not like modern Earth advanced, but like
more
what we've been
advanced than they
talking
are.
about, like
Yeah.
hyper clean, hyper like organized, very homogenous in terms of like goals and like their empire. I think it's the Jade
Yeah,
Empire or
so
something.
I believe in the world that is the truth.
Yeah.
Like that is the most powerful empire in this world is the Jade Empire in the East. Is it East or West?
It's
East,
east of
right?
Westeros.
East
Or
of
no,
West.
it's west of Westeros.
Right.
However you want to think about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I guess.
But my question though, it's not in Essos, because like
No,
Karth is like at that tip there, and then it's like jungle to the southeast, and I assume it's that continent.
yeah.
Yeah.
I hope we go there sometime. You know, I think that would be a really good dice to roll. Is especially if they're like ancient China, ancient Japan over there, like that would be really sick. You do it
They have
as
guns.
a
I definitely bet they have guns.
they
Muskets.
definitely have they definitely have guns.
They have cannons.
But you could do it as a Arya spinoff, you know what I mean? Because she says that at the end of the show. Like Arya going over there and like training to be a ninja would be sick, bro. Like, don't deny it. It'd be sick. She already has the skills to do it.
Yeah.
And I think that might be maybe on the back burner. I know there's a lot of different spinoffs and kind of the wheels are moving on some of them, but I believe that has been talked about. But it doesn't have to be art. Like, it would just be sweet to see, even if we get a scene of it. You know, House of the Dragon. They get a letter that says all the dragons are dead, and we can just see like what's going on over there. You know, for like one scene where they open the letter and we see all the shit, and then we can go back. And I don't know that George has written much about them. I'd have to go look. Like they're so mysterious. You know.
Yeah. I mean, he hasn't written much about Essos. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
Not near as much as Westeros, but like Essos is like the far east. More wild, independent cities and stuff like that. It's just all Westeros fighting each other.
Fighting each other, yep. Meanwhile, in the east, this massive kingdom is just flourishing. Do you think we're going to get any major deaths this season?
Oh, we have to.
We have to, right?
I mean, unless they're saving them all for season 4, when it all like really falls through the floor.
You would think, yeah. I mean, I gotta think that this season's going to be the time.
We'll
for
probably
maybe a couple.
We'll lose 2 dragons. 2 dragons will die, and 3 mainline family members. Just being like not the most main characters, but like any of the main family, like either
the main family.
branch.
That's probably safe. Yeah, that's just
probably more kids definitely die. 1 more elder dies. Otto might die. Maybe.
Yeah, I know, dude. That's gonna upset me so bad, bro, because I love Otto. Like he's up there for one of my favorite characters on the show, and we've just got so very little of him, especially in season 2, where they just kind of shuffled him aside.
There's not a good precedence for his character type, right? Because even like Tywin, like he got shot on the shitter. Like,
yeah.
It's just too easy to have Otto die somehow
to kill these guys.
Some tragic like betrayal or something.
Yeah.
Even like
Aegon comes back or something. Yeah. Littlefinger, same thing.
Yeah. I mean, crap. Like, yeah, Aegon might kill him because he just hates him so much for ruining his life and making him king and being a mean granddad.
Mean grandpa.
Screw you, grandpa.
Yeah. I hope that's not, I hope that's not the case, but it does, that I definitely, what'd you say? 3 is probably a safe bet, including the kids. Cause I think the kids are going to be the easy kind of, cannon fodder of the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or to be shocking enough, but
they're building up like half of them. The other half will die. But some notable battles will be the Battle of the Gullet. Obviously King's Landing, which we'll get probably really quick. The Riverlands campaign and Butcher's Ball. And then the first battle of Tumbleton in the Reach.
Interesting.
So,
Interesting.
I mean, it's at least 4 battles. And what do we have? 8 episodes? 8 episodes.
8 episodes. Yep.
So every other episode, battle.
Let's just do it. Just do it. Dude, it looks like, to be honest, when you look at the trailer, it looks like that might be a possibility.
There's quite a bit going on, and there's a lot of varying like battle locations by the looks of it. Like there's like at least probably 2 at sea, 2 on land, easily.
Yeah, I think yeah, definitely. And then we got to mix in some of the like in the shadows shocking deaths that Game of Thrones was so good at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're gonna drop these people. They can't all drop in battle. Like some of them are gonna be. There's just so many moving parts and so many moving parts for betrayals and twists. And it's really it's also awesome that they've built all of this off that history book. You know what I mean? Like the writers have done a great job taking this history book of the Civil War and spinning it into really good background information on the characters and really good dialogue amongst the characters. None of that's in the book, right?
Right.
So they've done a absolutely phenomenal job with that. And I think George is also like not happy with these guys. Like I don't think they're talking now. Like he must be really difficult to work with is kind of the vibe that I'm getting because nobody seems to get along with him. When you look at him, you're like, oh, he's like the old grandpa that writes really good fantasy books. But I think he might be kind of a prick. But I would be the same way. Like this is his baby. You know what I mean? This is his world. He built it. I would want more input than he's probably getting over at HBO.
Yes, but I don't. He already has the precedent that he is incapable of maintaining timelines and like production value. So like he probably wigs out over the dumbest things and they're like, dude, literally we're just trying to make a season so we can like we're trying to make money here too. Like this has to get done. This isn't your 8th book that can just be unwritten for 20 years. So I think that's the core of the problem. Unlike creators like George Lucas, who like owns $1 billion company and like very methodically produces the content for it and has other people produce content for Star Wars and then eventually sells it wholesale and is like, I'm done. George just ain't that type of guy. Like I think he gets hung up on the wrong things.
Yep.
And it delays things. And at the end of the day, like everyone on this show has a life and they have schedules. It's like George would probably he's probably just very selfish. Is like, I don't care. Well, I'll delay it for 3 months because I don't like what you wrote.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I could see him just being very difficult in that sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, you know what, dude? Like we got to make a season at least every 2 years, not every 5.
Definitely agree with that. Definitely agree with that. But these, dude, I'll tell you, I don't know if I'm just not paying attention, but House of the Dragon always, since it has started, even before it started, it's always creeped up on me. Like it's like, oh, House of the Dragon's coming out in a month.
Yes.
But it's always been 2 years, right?
Yeah. I mean, we just set low expectations there because we knew.
Yeah.
But it's worth it though. I mean, it's high quality stuff and all the actors
is.
do such a good job.
Yeah.
The production's always up there. And I think it's a big tell too. Like we said in season 1, like the improvements they made from season 1 to season 2, like they definitely took feedback, made fixes, fixed like most of the issues we had with season 1, whether it was the dragons, the CGI, camera movement, any of that stuff. Like they take notes and they fix it.
Yeah.
and you can't really knock a show for getting better over time.
Definitely agree. And also, I think, to go back to George real quick, bro, just finish your book. Like, your stuff is in good hands at HBO. I think most people would agree. Just go finish your book, dude. This book, I'm not a book reader,
It's
right?
too
I haven't
late.
read the books, but come on, bro. This isn't even the last book. Like this, he's probably gonna die before that he finishes these books.
That's
Like, there's
probably
no
gonna
way.
that's gonna go down as like the most tragic IP tale of all
Yes.
time. Is that Game of Thrones landed between a rock and a hard place with the last seasons. It should have been probably 10 seasons. It should have had all the books.
Yes.
And George fumbled that, and he probably hates himself. Everyone hates HBO. Half people hate the end of the show. It's probably the most tragic tale in fantasy IP there is. The fact that he could not finish those books in time to give the proper ending.
And
now
curious,
he can't finish them. What's he going to
yeah.
do? Write them, and then people be like, "Oh, this would be so much." They're going to hate it more. I don't know.
Right.
Like, there's no good ending there.
And that's what I'm wondering, if that's why it's taking him so long. Is he saw? I do believe that the ending that we got of Game of Thrones was his planned ending. I think they got cliff notes of, hey, this is what I'm planning to do. And then he saw the reaction of that ending. And then he was like, well, maybe I should change this a little bit for the books and make it better for the book readers. And then the people that didn't like the show ending can go back and read the books and maybe get a better ending out of it. So I believe that's what's taking. But it's been like, I think it's been like 10 years or something ridiculous. He's been writing this book. And it's not even the last book. Like, if it was the last book, maybe it is longer. Maybe it is.
Because Game of Thrones ended in like 2018, and he was writing it. Like, they still did 2 seasons or 2 or 3 seasons of without a book.
Yeah.
So it was like 2015. It's been over 10 years. He's probably been writing this book for 15 years.
Yeah, it's exactly 15 years. The last one released in July of 2011.
Yeah. That's rude.
Which is wild, because the first one was 96. 3 years later was the second one. 1 year later was the next one. 5 years, and then 6 years, and now we're at 15 years.
That's insane.
And it's not even the last book, dude. That's why, like, he's in his he's like in his 80s, right? I believe
it's gonna be
he's
one of those things where they piece together what he has
notes
after he dies, and just take a best guess. But that's the thing. There's this. I see it's AI generated, but it's like the Game of Thrones ending we all deserved. I don't agree with it, because it's like Jon Snow has kids with Daenerys, and like everyone's just happy. I'm like, no. That's not how it was ever going to go down.
Yes. Yeah,
and I think you're right. Like, the ending was pretty close.
I believe that was the ending.
Remove a lot of details that they had to put in there for the sake of closing it. Like, they couldn't leave half the storylines undone. They left a quarter undone. I think they got the quarter right that he gave them. They made up 50%, and then 25% never made it. And that's the ending we got.
Yeah.
And
Which is a bummer.
There's no fixing that.
No fixing that. But we're not going to have that problem here, presumably, because this book is written. It's done.
Yeah, it's done. It's a history
complete.
book.
It's a history book written.
He should
out.
stick to history books. He should just write the last 2-3 books or whatever is just history.
As history books.
Scrap all the dialogue. Scrap all the details. Just write it like a history book.
I mean, that's it. Yeah, for sure. Especially this last book. Like, you got to crank this thing out, dude. You're 77 years old. Your one that you're writing right now is presumably not even close to being done. And you got another book to write after that. Just do the history book, and we'll figure it out. We'll get, we'll make it into a Game of Thrones show. Season 9. Jon Snow wakes up from a dream, like, oh my god, it's a terrible dream.
That would be so good.
That's such a terrible dream, dude.
It's
I
like
killed Dany. I don't know what happened. She's my, and just wipe all that out, and we'll restart.
What was the show back in like the 2000s that threw everyone off because was it Lost, where it was just a big dream or whatever?
Yeah, they had
Um,
died. Yeah, they
It's
died
like a
in the plane
reverse
crash.
Lost,
Yeah.
Lost where like the next season starts. Oh, sorry, that was just a dream.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna finish it with 3 more seasons, 12 seasons.
Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna do it, that's the right way to do it. You know what I
that
mean?
would
Just-
work.
It would work, and I don't think people would complain that much because nobody, you know,
When does Jon
I
Snow
like
wake up? When does he come back alive? What season is that? Is that 5?
5, yeah. So you'd have to go way back. You'd have to go way back to do it there.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That can work, and just condense it into 3 seasons
yeah,
or
Yeah,
something.
That's actually a great.
They
idea.
can start it right there, like
Yeah,
where he wakes up
yeah, just
from being dead,
like
and it's just a
was it.
whole new timeline.
yeah. Even though
Yeah.
what's whoever the red woman is, I can't remember her name in Game of
Yeah.
Thrones, asks him what he saw on the other side, and he's like, "There's nothing. I didn't see anything." It would just be like, well, he forgot. It's like a dream, you know. Sometimes you wake up, you
Yeah.
don't remember the dream, but later in the day, you're like, "Oh my god, I have
Yeah,
this crazy dream I remember." They sit down at the table after like that night after he's all dressed and he hung the betrayers and everything, and he's like, you know what? There was something, and let me tell you, that's just season 8 of Game of Thrones that he tells.
now I'm just thinking of like Marvel style, where there's just like all these different like branches. And, you know, Jon Snow wakes up. That's the start of like a new Game of Thrones season.
New timeline, yeah, new
new
timeline.
Jon Snow's like the operative point in time where everything just splits.
Yeah, and it's like
It's the perfect.
it's kind of the same. Like he wakes up in like a different parallel universe, kind of the
Mhm.
same, but like Ned's still alive or something. Like something random didn't happen in this timeline. So
Yeah, he was still going to the wall.
yeah,
Ned can
He's
still be alive.
He can still be alive.
Oh dear. Yeah, if they ever run out of ideas, they can just do
Multiverse, man.
They can
That's what
redo-
happens when you run out of ideas. You do a multiverse.
you can
'Cause then
just
you can
start
just do whatever.
redoing the last 3 seasons of Game of Thrones over and over again.
Yeah,
Because the first 5 are just fine.
yeah. I
And then
agree.
we seen new
6, 7,
6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dang, that would be cool. Another great idea off the press. They won't do it.
No, of course not.
George won't finish his books. We'll never know.
No, he's definitely. I'll have to get on. What's that web? There's an app where you can bet on like random stuff, and I wonder if
What's the
George-
over under?
yeah, the
on
over
George
under
Miller?
on George dying before
Oh,
he
God.
finishes that final book. It's on
It
there.
is.
I almost guarantee you it's on there. Because you can bet on like, is Costco going to raise the hot dog price in 2026? Like that has to be
No.
on there.
They're not. They
They're
don't.
not.
That's fixed. It's inflation
Permanently
proof.
fixed.
Yeah. Let's see here. I asked AI if he's going to finish it. It's short answer. It's looking increasingly unlikely that he will finish both remaining books. Winds of Winter and A Dream of Spring.
Let's just hope that
He's
we're-
written 1,100 pages. Last reported in 2023. And he said that in 2026. So in 3 years, he's written 0 pages.
Wow, nice. Yeah, see,
And he's
it's
not
like-
started the 7th book yet.
No, of course not. But I'd be curious. Maybe he's just lying to everybody. Maybe he has actually finished that book, and he is almost finished with the next one, and he's just going to release them in like succession.
Once he
Maybe
dies.
we're the idiots. Yeah, maybe one
Once he
comes out
dies.
before he dies, and then after he dies, like, oh, by the way, I did write this book. Here it is.
Because he can't live with the backlash. So he's
Yeah.
just going to wait till he dies.
Yeah, he's just gonna wait till yeah.
He said he's admitted he's so far behind on everything. Winds of Winter is a priority, but sometimes he's just not in the mood for it. No one is. No one wants it.
That's some wild writer's block he's got going on there.
It's just
It's
I'm
not
just
even
not in the
writer's
mood.
block. It's just like just not in the mood.
Oh my goodness. 77 years old. And so over 14 years he's been working on that one. Not good.
Which is
If he would stop fighting
wild.
with HBO about the shows, maybe he could finish it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I started this whole tangent on. I was like, George, just go finish your book. We got this, bro.
Yeah. leave them
HBO's got
alone.
this. Leave them alone.
They're doing okay.
They're doing maybe not by your standards, but by everybody else's standards.
I think
we didn't read the book. So maybe the book is like significantly better, but
maybe. But I mean, even if this show has bumpy patches and it's not the most like watch show, I mean, people that like it, and then Knights of the Seven Kingdom, and that was really good. And
yeah,
I think
fire. Yeah,
didn't have some like the highest rated episodes.
it did.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Time to rewatch it. All right, this Sunday, I'm excited.
Me too.
I'm excited. Got my TV set up. Got my PlayStation set up. Things are coming together.
Ready to
here.
go. Nice.
I think our TV that was in our living room is in our new living room. Now it's too small for that living room. So I might make a push to be like, you know what? We need to buy a new TV.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna get a bigger Bravia and put my old Bravia
down there.
up
Yeah,
there.
there you go. There you go.
And I'm like, just rotate. Because now I'm down in this basement and I'm like, it's a bigger space that the TV's in. It looks smaller.
Yeah.
Now I need like, I don't know, I have a 65. I need they have to make bigger Bravias. Get the 100-inch.
Dude,
that'd be so
it's
expensive.
funny because like every time I buy a TV, it's massive looking. But then after like a couple years, I'm like, this thing's kind of small, dude. Like,
yeah,
it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Like it started like 45-inch, 55-inch. I think now I'm at a 65-inch.
Yeah,
and I'm like, it's too small, man. It's too small. The couch keeps, recliners keep getting further and further away from the TV. It's just like
that's the main thing they changed is my couch is further back now, and I'm like, now I'm sitting forward because I started playing Odyssey again. I'm like looking at the screen. I'm like, I need to be closer.
Yeah,
I can't see everything,
dude. That's how I am. Yeah, I feel like I'm too far away to play games on there anymore. It's like because my vision's not that bad. Like I have good vision. It's just
you sit, the further back you sit, and you're like, well, I can't see the crispness of everything.
Yeah, that's
anymore.
exactly it.
I'm like, this might as well be normal.
360 might as well be an Xbox 360 I'm playing on.
So it's like you got to be close or something. It's got to be something to see to appreciate all that. Otherwise, it just looks like anything else.
Yep.
Unbelievable. All right, we're out of here. Tune in next week for our coverage of episode 1 of season 3, House of the Dragon. It's going to be a good one. Lots of death, lots of violence, lots of sadness, lots of emotions.